Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. So I hope you're all doing well. Today is the 10th of April 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on here is the FTSE100. Now I was talking about this one last week, and basically I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this downside resistance line that you can see how well it's playing out and how well it continues to hold the price down. We can also actually adjust this level here, the 74.50 level. Now this is marked by the near the highs of the 27th of September. Of course, what we could do here is actually draw maybe another one here just to mark the recent highs, which were around this level right here, this little spike that we had here near the 74.78 zone, approximately there. So basically, long story short, guys, if we see a nice good push above this this downside resistance line, and of course eventually then a break above the 74.78 level, now this is where it could become a little bit more interesting for the buyers, and we could see this one accelerating further towards the 7,550 level, just to kind of show you what that level was in the past here, and that was the high near the highs of the 28th of August. So keep your eyes on that one. Sorry, the highs were around the 27th of September. I do apologize, the previous one that got mixed up a little bit here. The 7,450 level was the low of the 1st of October and the 24th of September. Now the 27th of September marks the highs here. The highs of the 27th of September are near the 7,550 level. So there we go, managed to get back on track. This is what we're going to be targeting if we see a nice good push above this downside resistance line, and of course this 7,478 level approximately there, which marks kind of the high of yesterday. So look, as you can see, because we had a brief overshoot here but quickly got back below it, and now it's kind of stuck here just slightly above this key level here at 7,420. Now this is the level that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, because if we see a drop below this could also lead towards a break of the 21 EMA here shown as the yellow line. I hope you can see it well, but if that fails, if that kind of is not stopping it, then yep, further declines could be towards this 7,370 level, which previously acted as a good area of support and also resistance. But again, further declines could lead towards this upside support line taken from the lows of the 27th of December. So that's why, guys, for now, keep your eyes on this one. Very interesting developments here, because especially given the fact that we're very close to this downside resistance line and the index continues to test it. So if eventually this gets broken and we see a push above the 7,478 level, then yep, we could start targeting even higher levels, because this would confirm a forthcoming higher high. So that's why, guys, keep your eyes on this one. Jumping into another index, but slightly different one, which is the DXY. Now I was talking about this one as well in my previous videos, in the recent videos actually. So basically what I was telling you guys to keep an eye on this 97 level, so a break of which could lead towards slightly lower levels, but you can see that initially the idea was here that it might travel a little bit lower here, maybe at least towards this 200 EMA, but you can see that it kind of reversed back to the upside here, and didn't reach this 200 EMA and kind of traveled back above the 97 level. So it's currently sitting about above this 97 zone, and also above today's pivot, which is slightly positive sign for the DXY. Of course, don't get me wrong, we could see another break here, but this time, to be honest, what we're going to do here is we're going to keep an eye on these lows, these recent lows that were established yesterday, and that was approximately around the 96.86 zone, something like that, approximately there. So basically, drop below this could also lead towards a drop below the 200 EMA. But again, we do have this line, this upside support line. Now it's a bit of a tentative one, I do get that, but still we're going to keep a close eye on it, because we may see the kind of the price kind of rebounding here potentially, and if we do see a hold up around here, this could be a nice cue for the bulls to step in and potentially drive this one back up again. So the 97 level is still our kind of important level that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, because once again, this scenario, if we see again another drop below the 97, then yep, we are targeting these yesterday's lows near the 96.86 zone. But if that fails, then yep, our kind of the last point where the bulls, let's say, could step in again could be this upside support line. So but if this decides to travel further down, breaks this upside support line, and even actually drops below the 96.80 level, approximately, sorry, 96.70 level, approximately there, now this is where we could start then targeting some lower areas. Of course, this level right here could come into play around the 96.45, but slightly below that we do have another good potential area of support at around 96.30, so marked by the lows, near the lows of the 22nd of March and also near the lows of the 19th of March. So that's why keep your eyes on some of these areas. I'm going to actually quickly mark that for our future reference. Just going to drag this one here. So this is what we're looking for, the downside basically. A drop below the 96.80 could lead towards further declines here, but if this continue today, right now, continue watching the 97 level, if it continues to trade above this, we could see a nice push back towards this 97.20 level, approximately there, marked near the lows of the 5th of April, and a nice good break above that could drag this one further up here, but of course we'll take it from there and see what it wants to do. There are some good levels here and some potential resistance levels around the 97.50 area, approximately there, but again, we need to see a nice good reversal here back to the upside and a nice good push above the 97.20 zone. For now, from the very short-term perspective, I'll repeat myself, the 97 level, that's the one to watch for today. Very quick touch on Ripple. So Ripple continues to kind of move sideways, but to be honest, it did slide lower a little bit, but kind of let's say failed to drive further down, even actually below the 0.35 level. So eventually the 0.35 level, that's going to be the very important one to watch for us, and we're going to continue monitoring it, because if we see a drop below this, then yep, could see maybe a bit more correction to the downside, maybe at least towards the 0.33 zone, or somewhere around here, around the 200 EMA. But if you can see that the 0.35 level kind of acted as a very good area of support, and now the crypto is having its bounce back to the upside. Don't get me wrong, of course we are somewhat more positive on this crypto, but the only thing is that for better confirmation now, we would like to see a nice good push initially above the 0.3750 level, approximately there, but then for even better confirmation, a nice good push above the 0.3836 could be that interesting, that gateway towards higher levels, because this would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could then at least target the 0.40 zone. So That's why, guys, for now, be very cautious with this one. Yes, it is reversing back to the upside. It is above its pivot, but let's see if it actually manages to get above these recent highs, like the 0.3750 or even the 0.3836. In terms of the downside from the short-term side, I will repeat myself. Drop below the 0.35 level. That's what we need in order to kind of at least target some of these lower areas, like the 0.33 area again, or even lower. Jumping into a few pairs now, so very quickly, euro dollar, very relevant for today. So continues to trade above the 112.50 level, which got broken here on Monday. So on Monday we saw this nice spike here to the upside. It traveled higher, managed to reach the area around the 112.75 zone, then retraced, hit the 50 zone again, and kind of rebounded, and now it kind of, this morning it also traveled again towards this 112.50 zone, and reversed back to the upside again. So basically it's a bit of a roller coaster here, but what's interesting, of course, don't get me wrong, I mean, today, remember that we do have the ECB meeting, ECB rate decision, and also the Mario Draghi press conference after that, after 45 minutes after the announcement of the rate. So that's why, guys, for today, keep your eyes on look at the calendar, check out the time, which is relevant in your time zone, and then be very careful during that time. We could see a bit of increased volatility, but in a way, what we could do, of course, here is keep a close eye on this level right here, and these recent highs near the 112.85 zone. So basically, if we do get a nice push above this, then this could also place the pair above the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart, which could open the path towards higher levels, because this would confirm a forthcoming higher high. Still, our target remains around here, around the 113.30, and the next target for us could be around the 113.50. The only thing is that, don't forget, we do have this also tentative downside resistance line, which kind of could hold the rate slightly, maybe initially. We could see maybe a small hold up around here, but if it's just seen as a temporary obstacle in the bull's way, then yep, further acceleration to the upside could be possible. We could see something like this happening again, a nice overshoot here, and then yep, we'll just take it from there. For now, from the very short-term perspective, in terms of the upside, again, I'll repeat myself, the 112.85, that's going to be the confirmation break in order to kind of consider higher levels. Of course, it is now still trading above the 112.50, so could be seen somewhat as a positive sign. The only thing is that it's also it would also need to overcome this pivot right now, so which is around the 112.68 zone, approximately there. So on one hand, yes, I mean, the 112.50 is an important one to watch, but on the other hand, it continues to kind of trade for now below the pivot, which is a bit of a downside for the pair, but again, like I said, let's not lose confidence in this. In order to, let's say, to start considering slightly lower levels, as you probably understood, we need to see a drop below the 112.50 level first, and then we could at least target this little area here of support near the 1.1205. That's initially, of course, but if that fails to withhold, we do have some good potential areas of support here, especially this one, the lowest point of March, which was around the 111.75 level. So, but again, we need to see a nice good strong sell-off here in order to kind of reach that level, let's say, in one day. GBPJPY, last pair for today. Of course, also, as you are aware, if you're following the political news, I mean, we do have the ongoing British Brexit saga, and basically today we do have the emergency EU summit where the EU leaders are going to discuss the what to do basically in regards to Brexit. So we're going to be carefully monitoring that as well. For now, from the current picture that we're seeing here, we can see that the 144.90 level continues to act as a good area of support. So the area here, not exactly the number, but just the area around the 144.90 continues to act as a very good area of support. But on the other hand, from the very short-term perspective, it's still below this little short-term downside resistance line taken from the high of the 3rd of April. So in a way, on a slightly more broader picture, you can see that it's kind of currently stuck between these two levels, the 143.75 on the downside and the 147 level on the upside. So what we're going to do here for now, we're going to continue monitoring and aiming for levels inside this little range. So basically, if we see a drop below the 144.90 level, the next target for us will be this lower side here of this range, this very strong area of support near the 143.75 level. In terms of the upside, yes, we would like to see a nice good push above this downside resistance line, but for better confirmation, let's wait until we see a nice good pop above the 146.05 level marked by the high of the 9th of April, and then we could target the upper side of this range, or in other words, the highs that we saw here in April, so in the beginning of April, around the 147 level. So keep your eyes on that one. Okay guys, I hope you found it useful. Once again, don't forget that we do have an eventful day today, so we could see some volatility, increased volatility, of course, and be very careful, have your stop losses in place. Yep, if you want to join me later on at my trader's tea time, and that's 13:15 GMT time. So we're going to cover some of these instruments, maybe add some more different ones, maybe just swap some of these, but yep, so I'll try to keep the most of these here that I've discussed today in this session, this morning in the session. Yep, and just to kind of see how it performed during the day. And I hope you join me later on, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye bye.